Good morning all. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss the topics temperature rise, heat dissipation and cooling of transformers in the subject design of electrical apparatus from the second unit design of transformers. So temperature rise, losses in the core and winding of the transformer produces temperature rise. That heat is produced in the core and winding of the transformer. The heat will be then conducted to the transformer oil, and so the temperature of the transformer oil will be increasing. So that increased temperature of the oil has to be dissipated out, so that we need cooling methods. So three topics we are going to discuss: temperature rise, heat dissipation and cooling of transformers. Okay, so the first one, losses in core and winding of the transformer is produced because the transformer is going to be almost in operation for 24 hours. So even though transformer is not loaded, no load losses will be developed in the transformer for 24 hours. So the transformer losses will always be there in a transformer, especially in a distribution transformer. So that heat will be developed in the transformer. Usually the transformer structure, the entire structure of the transformer actually will be kept inside the transformer tank. Okay, here we will be having some base structure, insulating base structure. In that the transformer will be kept like this. Okay, so this is the transformer tank actually. This is the transformer tank, and this is the transformer structure, and so this is the base. Okay, it is a insulating material. Is there to insulate the transformer from the tank, and here actually we are filling the transformer with the transformer oil. Actually it is transformer oil. So it is oil immersed transformer only we are using. So from this transformer tank we will be having the insulated transformer windings will be taken out. Like that, 3 windings will be taken out, and here also we will be having the insulation, and from that we will be taking out the power supply. Okay, so like that, this transformer here only we are having the transformer core and winding section. Transformer core and winding will be there inside the transformer, and this entire transformer structure will be kept inside the transformer tank in the transformer oil, because the transformer oil is having a high heat dissipation capacity as compared to the plain air. So that is why the entire transformer is kept inside the transformer oil instead of air or some other cooling medium. This transformer oil is having a highest cooling medium as compared to any other medium. So this is how the transformer is in operation. So now basically the heat is why the heat dissipation is necessary is heat is developed inside from the inside hot spot of the core and winding of the transformer. So first method is first one is this the heat developed in the hot spot of inside inner core and winding is to be transferred to the outer part. Okay, outer part of core and winding. So this is the first thing to be taken. Okay, hot spot of inner core and winding, heat developed inside the hot spot of inner core and winding should be conducted to the outer part. So here the heat dissipation is taken by conduction. So the next method is second, what should be taken place is, so now the second thing will be happening is, so the outer part of the heat has to be transferred from the outer part of the transformer core and winding to the oil. Okay, so from this outer part of the winding to the oil, the heat is to be transferred from outer part of the core and winding to the oil, transformer oil. Okay, so here the heat is transferred from the outer part of the core and winding to the transformer oil by convection. So here the heat is dissipated by convection. And then from this, the third thing will happen is the heat from this oil to be dissipated to the transformer tank wall. Okay, transformer tank wall. So here so this is the third thing to be taken place in the transformer heat dissipation. So oil to the tank wall. So this is also taken place. So in the transformer, that is from the transformer oil to the transformer tank wall. Here also the heat dissipation is going to be taken place by convection. And then from the transformer tank wall to the cooling medium or outer surface, okay, to the cooling medium. That is sometimes we will be having the transformer tubes, and cooling medium will be used as water forced cooling we will be preferring in high power capacity transformers. So the fourth method of heat dissipation is from tank wall to the cooling medium or outer surface. Okay, outer space. So here the heat dissipation is going to be taken place by both convection and radiation. Convection and radiation. So this is how the temperature rise due to the losses developed in the core and winding of the transformer creates the temperature rise. That temperature rise increases the heat of the transformer oil, and that heat has to be dissipated out. So that is taken place in 4 stages actually. From the inner part of the core and winding, hot part of the inner core and winding is to be dissipated to the outer part of the core and winding. So that is being taken place by conduction of the heat conduction. And the second is from this outer part of core and winding, the heat is to be transferred, dissipated to the oil. So that process is heat dissipation is taken through convection. And then from this transformer oil to the tank wall, the heat is to be transferred, dissipated, that is through convection. And then from the outer, the transformer tank wall to the cooling medium. Here, suppose if no cooling medium is provided, air is the cooling medium. Suppose if you have transformer cooling tubes, then this heat from the transformer tank wall will be transferred to the cooling tubes. In the cooling tubes, we will be having the cooling medium such as forced air cooling, forced water cooling. So like that we will be preferring some cooling medium also, so that from the transformer outer tank to the cooling medium, then the heat has to be dissipated. So that heat dissipation is through convection and radiation. So this is about how the losses in the transformer produces heat in the transformer, and that heat, how it is dissipated to the oil, and how the heat from the oil is dissipated to the transformer tank, and how the transformer tank heat is then finally dissipated to the outer cooling medium or outer surface. Okay. So next is the next topic. What we are going to discuss is about the type of cooling of transformer. Okay. So here the different types of transformer cooling is so these are the different types. The various methods of cooling of transformer, that includes air natural cooling. Okay, so if transformer is simply kept in air as a medium, then that will be represented as air natural cooling. So if air is circulated, or if it is blasted through some fan and all, so that will be represented as air blast cooling. And so this is air cooling. Okay, so the second pattern is oil cooling. So oil, simply the transformer can be kept in natural oil. So the natural circulation of oil will be happened because of at different parts of the transformer, the heat level will be different, because at the bottom almost the oil will be in temperature, lesser temperature, but at the high at the top of the transformer tank, the oil will be in different temperature. So the difference in temperature of the transformer oil makes a natural cooling, natural circulation of oil through the entire transformer. So that is oil natural cooling. So this process of circulation of oil in the transformer can be made faster by oil natural air forced cooling. Here air forced on the transformer oil, so that the process of heat dissipation can be made faster and effectively. And in the same oil natural, you can force water also, that is water forced oil natural cooling. And the next category is the forced circulation of oil. Instead of circulating here actually oil is not circulated, okay. Oil is as it is in the transformer tank, we are circulating air or water to make the cooling effectively. So here in the next type of cooling, it is forced air cooling, okay, forced oil cooling. Oil is going to be forced by air or air natural or air forced or water forced. So starting from this air natural to oil forced, water forced, the capacity of the transformer used may be increased. Okay, the effectiveness of cooling will be increased in this way in all the types of transformer. So in high capacity power transformers, we are preferring this oil forced, water forced cooling method. Okay, so out of this, the air natural will give lesser heat dissipation, and this oil forced, water forced cooling method will give high heat dissipation. Okay, so depends upon the capacity of the transformer and service of the transformer, whether it is in continuous service or short term duty. It depends upon the duty of the transformer. We can prefer the type of the cooling required for the particular transformer. Okay, so the next is the transformer oil is used as a cooling medium, and the heat dissipation capacity of the transformer oil is given here. This lambda convection, actually transformer oil going to dissipate the heat by this convection method only, either from the outer part of the transformer core and winding to the oil, or from the oil to the outer tank wall. The heat dissipation is going to be taken place only through convection process. So this is the expression to find out the heat dissipation capacity of the transformer oil. So this is the equation, and here we are substituting the standard values for this theta and h. The h is the height of the dissipating surface, and theta is the temperature difference of surface related to the oil, and we are substituting standard values of 20 degree and height as 0.5 to 1 meter. We are getting the convection heat dissipation rate for the transformer oil is 80 to 100 watts per meter square degree Celsius, and the corresponding figure for the air is only 8 watts per meter square degree Celsius. Actually this is we are comparing the heat dissipation capacity of the air and heat dissipation capacity of the transformer oil, and heat dissipation capacity of the transformer oil is almost 8 to 10 times as that of the air, natural air. So that is why we are preferring transformer oil as a cooling medium instead of any other medium including oil, including air as the cooling medium. Okay, so temperature rise in a plain walled tank. Based on this temperature rise in a plain walled tank, we will be preferring number of cooling tubes, suppose if it is required. So the temperature rise in a plain walled tank, we will be assuming 12.5 as a standard value. So based on this standard value, we will be calculating the temperature rise by total loss divided by heat dissipation surface multiplied with specific heat dissipation of plain walled tank. So total losses, iron loss and copper loss, that is core loss and copper loss of the winding, and heat dissipation, specific heat dissipation of plain wall tank is 12.5, and then heat dissipation surface of the tank is ST. So heat dissipation surface will be calculated based upon the vertical area. All four sides of the tank will be calculated, taken into account, and the top of the tank will also be taken into account. Bottom of the tank will not be taken. Because the heat dissipation through bottom of the tank will be very negligible. So top of the tank will be considered. If oil is not having any contact with the top of the surface, half of the top surface will be considered. If oil is having in contact with the top of the surface, full top surface plus all the vertical sides will be considered for calculating the heat dissipation surface of the tank. Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening.